look, people are trying to lose weight. Every day there's a new diet in town. There have been all kinds of diets, including a diet where you eat nothing but meat all day, diets where you eat nothing but fruit all day, diets where you eat nothing but cabbage soup all day. We've done it, we've lost it, and most of us have gained it right back on. The economy is growing, and so too is our weight. As affluence increases in urban India, middle-class Indians are facing a serious obesity crisis, fueled by junk food eating and a sit-on-a-computer terminal all-day lifestyle. Almost 35% urban Indians are reported to be seriously obese, and 1 out of every 10 children is now seriously overweight. Expanding waistlines, increasing health crises, and a booming weight loss industry. Either way you look at it, fat has become a central fixation in our lives. A moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. Diet after diet has worked and then failed. Is there anything left to say? Today we're going to look at a completely different approach to losing weight. We're going to look at the reasons why you put on weight, and some of those answers are going to completely surprise you. Dr. Musarraf Ali is a pioneer in integrated medicine. His work combines conventional medicine as well as traditional disciplines like acupuncture, fasting, massage, and Ayurveda. He runs the Integrated Medical Centre in London, and his patients have included several celebrities, including Prince Charles, Shah Rukh Khan, and Boris Becker. He's written several books, including Dr. Ali's Weight Loss Plan. Dr. Ali, you've been a mainstream allopathic physician. What got you interested in alternative healing systems, and specifically how did you get into the area of weight loss?
Well, after doing my MD in medicine, I did post-graduation in acupuncture, and during that time I learned, this was in Moscow, I learned how to read the tongue, how to feel the pulse, how to look at the eyes and diagnose, how to look at the ears, how to smell the scalp and the body, diagnose. So these are all the systems. I mean, when you were a little girl, if you went to a doctor, the first thing the doctor would do is to ask you to stick your tongue out.
What can the tongue reveal?
It reveals whether you're constipated or not, whether you're dehydrated or not, whether you have excess acid, whether you have yeast growth, whether you're anemic, whether you've got liver disorders. I was fascinated by this. I got to know a lot of old Hakims, a lot of old Veds. I worked with them. I learned how to do massage. I learned the different techniques of manipulations, the bone setters, the marampattis, all this whole thing. Now, so far as weight loss is concerned, I began to study that why is it that there isn't a single diet that would suit everybody. So I was going through various methods. Then I realized that there are basically 4 different types of weight gain. One is the usual one, which you get the diet for. You're not doing any exercises, eating a lot. So you're going to put on weight.
And is that the predominant form of weight gain?
Yeah, it's I would say about 50% of people fall in this category. But then there's a huge percentage of people who put on weight due to hormones. Now, those type of weight gain have got nothing to do with the excess eating. Some of these obese people may be eating very little, and yet they are huge.
What do you mean by hormonal link? Is it a specific time of life that triggers off a hormonal weight gain, for instance?
Not necessarily. Let's say take a female body first. If you take the female body, there's this thyroids. If the thyroids are sluggish, then the metabolic rate will be slow. That means you'll not be able to burn fat so easily.
So that's classic hypothyroid.
Classic. But there's another thing. When you're stressed, the body produces more testosterone. even in a female body, it produces a lot of testosterone because stress hormones and male hormones are very similar. Now, this testosterone in a female body causes disaster. So the body has worked out a mechanism where this testosterone is converted into estrone, a hormone, female hormone like, which is stored in a white fat. That's not dietary fat, which we call cellulite.
Right.
And it's a very specific area. You know, fat can be deposited in different areas.
Right.
For example, if it is connected to your eating, it will be mostly in the abdomen. If it is connected to, let's say, steroids, you know, you take cortisone, it will be around the face. You know,
Right.
the fat gets redistributed. If it's connected to estrone or these problems, hormonal problems, it will be truncal weight gain. It will be weight gain around the breast, around the belly area. Now you put on weight from shoulder right up to the elbow. The hands will be slim. You've seen ladies with amulets and, you know, all these things, fat, thick, but the hands are thin. The legs are thin.
So that is all hormone related?
Hormones. Men can also have it. Say, for example, the men who have hormonal weight gain will develop breasts. A lot of teenagers are having this. They will avoid the swimming pool. They will dress separately so that nobody else watches, and they'll put their shoulder forward. You know, young boys, they like to walk like that. And they walk around like this because they become very conscious about this weight gain.
How did you crack this? How did you come up
Because as I
with this
said,
theory?
I was observing. My teachers, my gurus, they always said, look at the person first before you start asking questions. You know, if you take two obese people who've got hormonal problems and you make them sit on a bench and look from the back, it'll be very difficult for you to identify them. They look so similar. Right. Obese people. You see in America, obese people walking, and you don't know which is the male and which is the female. So when you see that there's a similarity between men and women, there must be a common denominator. There must be a link.
Important clue there. The shape of your body may be able to tell you if the kind of weight gain you have is because of overeating or because of hormones. About 40% people who are fat because of their hormones. Wow! After the break, some brand new ways to get rid of that stubborn fat.
वक्त से बेशकीमती कुछ भी नहीं, एक एक पल में बनती है दौलत। आप भी पहचानिए अपने लगाए पैसे की फितरत। चलिए हमारे साथ दलाल स्ट्रीट और तय कीजिए, बेचें, खरीदें या करें इंतजार। बोहनी, सोमवार से शुक्रवार सुबह 8 बजे एनडीटीवी प्रॉफिट पर।
Bohni, brought to you by Paras Pharmaceuticals Limited. Everyday healing, everyday care. Anand Radhi, behind every successful investor. And Allahabad Bank, har kadam aapke saath. The very rich. The very powerful.
India as an economy is going to be very, very strong.
The very smart.
The Indian industry is getting very competitive.
Spend 24 hours with the very, very.
Gautam's promised me a safe and pleasant ride.
Boss's Day Out, Saturday evening at 6 on NDTV Profit. Boss's Day Out, brought to you by Relicare, partnering wealth creation.
How do we capture a perfect moment perfectly? How do we preserve a breathtaking moment for life? How do we get the job done faster, better, simpler? These are questions we ask ourselves every day so we can offer the best products, technologies and service, as our customers are at the center of everything we do. Canon, delighting you always.
जब पैसे होताओं पर तो हर कदम रखना होता है ध्यान से, क्योंकि बाजी पलटते देर नहीं लगती।
नमस्कार, पेश है कल पर नजर।
सेंसेक्स की चाल के साथ बदलता है बाजार का हाल।
आपको बताएंगे कि क्या क्या आज बाजार में हुआ।
आज के फैसलों का असर आपके आने वाले कल पर, अब कल पर नजर, सोमवार से शुक्रवार शाम 4 बजे NDTV Profit पर।
Wake up in Hong Kong. Every morning at 9 a.m. Live reports from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
Live from Hong Kong, this is NDTV Profit, bringing you the Asian perspective.
Find out what's stirring China and the Asian tigers.
This is going to be volatile for the rest of this year.
And how it'll affect India and you. China and the Asian tigers. Weekdays at 9 a.m. only on NDTV Profit.
We're talking about why we gain weight, and what is so startling is how many people gain weight because their hormones have gone crazy. And stress can add significantly to this hormone havoc. Unfortunately, this type of weight gain simply doesn't respond to the usual diets.
This fat does not respond to strict diet. And these are the frustrated men and women who go around, who do everything possible. Men do the chest expansion exercises. Maybe they'll lose an inch or two, maybe they'll lose a few pounds.
What percentage of people who have weight gain suffer from a hormone-related weight gain?
In the West, it's about 40%. In India, I have not really had the opportunity to study, but what is happening in the West is coming here anyway. The interesting thing is, if you carry out the hormonal test, the physician will say your hormones are in perfect balance.
So then how would you know?
This is the interesting thing. You have to catch it when it happens. You see, most of the time, your thyroids are fluctuating up and down. Your hormones are fluctuating up and down.
Give us a little checklist of what are the things to watch out for that would indicate to us that this is not just normal overeating weight gain.
A checklist for hormonal weight gain. You are putting on weight around the breast area, truncal weight gain, the hips get heavy, but as you go towards the leg, it becomes thinner. So this type of weight gain comes only up to the knees, you know. And the other thing is history of hormonal problems. For men, you got to see whether the testis descended on time, one side was higher than the other, these sort of things. For women, you have to again see the level of stress. The more stressed you are, the more male hormone like things you produce. Main checklist is the shape. Your shape will tell you. And the other checklist is you've tried diet, it doesn't help.
When we are under high levels of stress, our bodies release the stress hormone cortisol. When too much cortisol is released, the system is unable to process it and it triggers a rise in glucose, which is then stored as fat. Plus, stress can lead to emotional eating. That is, you reach out for food not because you're hungry, but because you're lonely or sad or angry or tired. Instead of dealing with the emotion, you find comfort in food. Many people say that understanding this connection has been an aha moment in their attempts to lose weight.
Any pleasures that you have can become obsessive, whether it is drinking of alcohol or misuse of sexual things or drugs or food. Food gives you immense pleasure. So when you're very, very depressed, food becomes your anchor. You begin to eat because it gives you comfort. It's called comfort eating, you know. Now such type of people's lives will revolve around food. And the interesting thing is, they will not eat too much during mealtime, but they'll snack. They'll snack, you see. So they go from one diet to another because when they're well, they want to lose the weight. And when they're depressed, they start binging.
So what do you advise in such a case? What's your intervention?
The thing is, what I found is, when I was working in Moscow with Professor Nikolaev, fasting was the in thing. He was a great professor. I learned so much from him. Now, in this case, you need medical fasting. You see, what happens is, when you go into, let's say, prolonged fasting for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then what you see, the first few days, you lose water. There's a healing crisis during fasting. You see, after between 7 and 9 days, suddenly all your illnesses begin to peak. All your headaches come back. You may get jaundice, you may get arthritis, may get eczema. This is called healing crisis. Everything comes out. Now, after the healing crisis is over, you begin to lose that weight. Now, on a routine, those who can't go to a medical place to carry out this fasting, what I have recommended is, there are 4 things that enhance your taste: sugar, salt, spices, and fat. If you remove all that, no taste in food. You won't like boiled food, would you? So, so what I say is that cut out your sugar as much as possible, salt as much as possible, cut out fat totally.
What's left?
Spices, herbs. They will give you. So if you eat food without any oil whatsoever, but use your usual coriander, dhania, use your turmeric, use all these things to make the food, not chilies, because I'll come to that later. But if you make your food tasty, then you can continue this low-fat diet for 6 months or more. This cellulite type of thing shifts over a period of time. You cannot shift it with crash dieting.
It doesn't matter how we gained all this weight. Someone just please tell us how to lose it. After the break, how a simple neck massage may be able to reduce those late night cravings.
Does your enterprise IT leave you with more questions than answers? Dell presents a series of events with a panel discussion which will help you connect with the industry experts to find the right IT solution for your organization. Ask all your questions to the panel. See all Dell products in action. Connecting the Unconnected, a series of panel discussions in Delhi on 16th June, in Mumbai on 22nd June, in Bangalore on 28th June, in Chennai on 30th June. To register, SMS Dell to 6388 or send an email to dell@mail.dnb.co.in.
I am a small man, not a small human being.
These feelings are insights. When we respond with empathy, they become winsights. Winsights means we understand our customers' real needs and shape ourselves to serve them better.
मुझे तो सिर्फ हिंदी ही आती है. DHFL, changing rules, changing lives.
Times are ticking away. It's tomorrow today.
It's easy to ignore the laundry piling up with the new Hitachi washing machine, because with its giant size capacity and air jet dry technology, you can do a week's laundry in just one wash.
Let it be.
Turn it off. Keeping the engine running guzzles up 3.22 light liters of petrol every day. Use it wisely. Turn it off. Don't waste. Save energy.
60 minutes, jam-packed with the day's top business stories.
It was a choppy day, but trends really in favor of old economy.
And news from markets all over the world.
Markets are moving from strength to strength.
We come to you live from the Nasdaq market side.
Your business is our business.
Looks like the FIs have finally changed their minds about the Indian markets.
There's a lot of room for the stock markets to go up.
How can you not profit at night? Weeknights at 9 on NDTV Profit. Profit at Night, brought to you by Religare, partnering wealth creation. Paras Pharmaceuticals Limited, everyday healing, everyday care. ONGC, making tomorrow brighter. And on Onida LCD TVs with image decoder for true picture. Onida, nothing but the truth. Can't decide whether to buy or sell.
Kiroda Chandra Jain, a team leader from Chennai, now joining us.
Mr. Kumar, welcome to the show. What's your question?
Expert tips to help you decide.
I think it's a good long-term bet investors should hold on. For a smart investor, this is the time to invest money.
Buy or sell weekdays at 11:30 a.m. on NDTV Profit. Buy or sell, brought to you by Paras Pharmaceuticals Limited. Everyday healing, everyday care.
One of the reasons we reach out for food that we don't really need is because our appetite center is crying out loud. Instead of giving it food, try giving it a little massage. Apparently, massaging the neck area can stimulate blood circulation to the brain, which has many beneficial effects, including on weight.
There is a part of the brain called the pituitary. The pituitary controls the hormones, the thyroids, the ovaries, the adrenals. It's the master gland for all the hormones.
Right.
Now, what I do is a specific type of massage. Look at this pair of arteries here.
Right.
I do a specific type of massage which improves the blood flow to the pituitary. So the more power you give to the pituitary, the more nutrients you give to the pituitary, the better the pituitary functions and it regulates the balance. That's the trick. When you're stressed, when your neck is stressed, it's going to be so. So massage it down and just massage it. And it's amazing how food cravings are reduced with that. Patients tell you that, they stopped craving for sugar and food in general. And it also creates the feel-good factor. You sleep better, you are more relaxed because there's more blood going into the subconscious part of the brain. That's where healing takes place.
So what you're saying is that if you keep this part of your neck massaged, it will curb cravings for sweets.
It's the most amazing.
It sounds so hard to believe, though, that just do this and you no longer want the
and
ice
some
cream.
manipulative techniques which are there, but it's the most amazing thing. I've done it to people, women and men, who have had like the 4 o'clock craving. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you must eat something sweet. There's this mad rush. At 11 o'clock at night, you've had your dinner, finished by 9 or so, and at 11 o'clock you want to eat something sweet, a bit of chocolate or something like that. Those sort of cravings, you get there. This is because, after food, all the blood rushes to the stomach and deprives the brain of oxygen, glucose. They're the two main nutrients.
At that point, 4 in the afternoon and late at night, when you're craving
if you do self-massage,
you do a self. For how long do you need to do this?
You do it for 5 minutes.
That's it.
That's it.
I don't care how we gain fat. Just tell us how to lose it.
The main reason why we eat and why we are hungry is because of basically 2 things. One is that is the acid. For example, when you have high fever, the acid content in the stomach is so low, you don't have any appetite at all.
Right.
You see, so if the acid is controlled, nowadays, it's difficult to find anybody who doesn't have acid problem. We eat very fast. So you got to eat slowly, because if you take the motor pestle and you're trying to grind some sort of nuts, it gets sticky. Pour some water, smooth. More water, smoother. So stomach has to secrete juices all the time. If you go on a weight loss plan, I suggest you go for if you do use sort of black pepper, maybe cumin, coriander, jeera and all these things to cook, then you will not be using the chilies, whether it's green or red, because that produces acid. This is so interesting that chilies are so popular in the hot countries because you have poor appetite. On a hot day, you don't want to eat. There's the chili, the green chili in your hand. It makes you eat. It's the pickles that you put, it's all these different spices, cooked and all that. So you got to control the acid. You should have a healthy relationship with your food. Just look at the food, the white dahi, the green saag, the yellow dal, and the brown curry, whatever it is. Just pray for a second, thank the Lord for giving you the meal, and you've already established a healthy relationship with your food. You're not going to misuse it. People who chew their food, like the grandmother's thing, chew it 14 times, they don't eat much. The amazing thing.
You haven't spoken at all about exercises.
What I basically propose is that instead of doing like 1 hour of yoga in the morning, do it throughout the day. Do the pranayama in the morning, and then the neck exercises during the day, and the relaxation in the evening, and some abdominal exercise. So you just split it up to 5 minutes several times a day, maybe 10 times a day, and that's it.
Gaining weight is so easy, but losing it is so difficult, impossible. And yet the only permanent way to do it is to get to know your body. Get to know what makes your particular body gain weight. And then to change your relationship to food, not to diet, because alas, diets don't work. Dieting is wishful shrinking. See you next week. Goodbye.
I want to control my diet. I want to lose the weight. I am in charge. Nobody else is. It's my body. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to be dashing out there. And I start today, and every day will be just like today.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Profit.